Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Business Talks. And of course, we will be talking about something very, very important, which is business registration in the United States of America and what you should consider as an entrepreneur who is in the United States or you are in another country and thinking of registering your business here, because this is an important topic to consider because we are in that season, we are in that time where there is a lot of talk about entrepreneurship, starting a business, passive income, and all of that. And in a capitalist economy like the United States, where taxes is a big thing and having a legal structure is a big thing, one of the most important things, one of the first things to consider when you are thinking of starting a business is to have the right information as far as business registration is concerned. Because that is the first step before you even go and register or you work with somebody to get registered as a potential business person. It is good to have the right information, know that information, so that when the time comes, you know what to do, when to do it, and who to go to or which institution to go to in order to get your business registered. So in this episode, for the next couple of minutes, we will be talking with Mr. Gilbert Samenju, who is the founder of Kingship Management LLC. And one of their core services as an institution is providing business registration to people who are thinking of starting businesses across the United States. And of course, they provide business startup coaching and a good number of other services that we can benefit from, you can benefit from as a person. So get set for this discussion and let us explore in detail what this is all about. Welcome, Mr. Gilbert, and good to have you here. What's up?
No. Thank you for having me. When you invited me, I was excited to come and share because I'm very passionate, like you said, in the United States,
Mhm.
there's a lot of entrepreneurs and I'm very passionate in helping people start their businesses. But
Yeah,
I'm very passionate about starting it off the right way. And I have to give
absolutely.
a special thank you, because you are my mentor and I'm learning a lot from you to be able to move on and grow my business to where it is right now.
Awesome, awesome. Good to have you here. And if you're following this, you know, if you I always say that if you are serious at building a business, you're serious at really establishing a dream that will stand the test of time. One of the most important things and one of the most important type of information to gather is information around the legality of your institution, the compliance, as much as you can. And this is a concept, this is a principle that cuts across all countries. Wherever you're following this session from, we will be sharing things that you can contextualize in your country, in your location, and put them to work and make sure that you start the right way. Because any business that will experience sustainability and stability must have the right foundation, right? I have had the privilege to speak and consult in about 20 countries with entrepreneurs from diverse industries, from education to healthcare to tourism to technology, wide industries. And any incredible business that you see that is thriving so well at the top, they always get this foundation right. And of course, the world is fast changing. And sometimes, the parliament, the Congress, the Senate, or whatever can institute a new law that can affect the legality of your institution. But when you have this mindset and this concept and this information, it helps you to get it the right way. So to start with, the first basic question I would like to ask is, when should one decide to start a business? Now, I'm asking this because people have so many ideas, right? Oh, I'm thinking of doing this, I'm thinking of doing that, I'm thinking of doing that. And sometimes they're wondering, Should I register now? Should I register later? And sometimes they have unfounded fears, and some fears are founded, of course, because some people are just maybe worried about taxes. Maybe if I register immediately, I'll start paying tax immediately and all of that. So there is all of these worries in the minds of people who are thinking of starting a business, and they have this important foundational question: when should I decide to register my business? So what do you think, Gilbert?
For me, that's a very good question because that's where everything starts. I usually want to people to look at that business as, your business registration. That's your birth certificate. That's you have to treat it like your birth certificate,
Yeah.
and it has to be the same thing as if you we look at it as a parent. When you're planning on
Mhm.
having a child, you have to prepare yourself for having that child. You have to budget, you have to do all that stuff. So it's the same application that you can put when registering a business or when deciding to register a business. I know a lot of people are scared to register the business because of different state laws, different state fees. But to
Mhm.
answer your question, that when is the best time to register your business, I would tell you that the best time to register your business is once you've fully created the budget to start your business, because it's going to cost you to register it. No state lets you register your business for free. So
Absolutely.
once you've sat down, you're like, okay, I want to move forward with this. I have the budget in mind on
Mhm.
how to register it, what it's going to cost to start your business. Once you have that funds ready, then
Mhm.
start register your business, because we're going to touch based on starting a business and all that stuff. But to answer
Yeah.
your question is when is the best time to start your business is once your budget is in place, once you've gathered, done
Absolutely.
your research, and you know that, okay, this is how much it costs to start my business, you have the
Absolutely.
money to register it, then that's the best time to register
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is very true, and that is very important. And what Gilbert shared may sound so basic, but he shared very deep thoughts there. Now, because before you get to the stage of business registration, there are other things that if because, for example, people come to me a lot for business startup consulting and all of that, and many a times when people come, at the back of your mind, you start feeling as if they have covered some basics that can help them get to the place of registration. Or somebody like, oh, I'm thinking of registering a business. I don't know which institution to go to. And if you start talking with them, you notice that, like, for example, the startup, the budget you mentioned, and there's something I always emphasize on having a startup budget. And if before you decide to take the first step into starting a business, one of the most important things you must get sorted out is have a startup budget.
Mhm.
What do you need as money to start this business? And in that startup budget, you would definitely have that registration fee and
Yes.
those considerations, and definitely you can start. Now, after that, the next worry many people get to have is, what is the best legal entity? Sole proprietorship, LSC, partnership, S corp, all of these funny names here and there. What should a potential entrepreneur consider before choosing a particular legal entity?
It's if it's whether you want how you want to deal with the headache. It comes every business. We all know that every business comes with its own headache,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
the most important thing is you want to separate anything that has to do with you personally with the
Yeah.
business. So
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with doing a partnership. The partnership, if it's your best friend, you guys, it's very hard to decide who can be your partner because stuff can happen along the way. Friendship might be broken, trust, and all that stuff. So be careful when thinking about partnership. Sole proprietor is you're basically it's you. It's nothing else. It's you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't. We have to also understand that whatever you start with is not what you're going to finish with. It's going to change. You can start as a sole proprietor and go
Mhm.
somewhere else as be a partnership. You can be a partnership and then go sole proprietor. But for me personally, LLC. because what does LLC stand for? Limited liability company. So
Mm-hmm.
all that's always the best. It depends on what you want to do. Not every business is an LLC.
Yeah.
Not every business. So it always comes down to your business idea, your
Mm-hmm.
business name, how your business is structured. Maybe some your idea might be a sole proprietor idea, it might be a partnership idea, it might be
Mm-hmm.
a LLC, but it's always good to separate. Make sure that everything is separated from you. For me, the I'm an expert. I specialize more in LLC business because those business I try to make sure that hey that it separates you from the business. So anything happens, since you're a
Mm-hmm.
startup business, anything can happen. Someone can sue you, but it's not your
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
They'll sue the business. They won't sue
Mm-hmm.
you personally. If you start a sole proprietor, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
If they sue you, they're suing you.
Yeah.
Maybe and all the legal stuff might come along the way. But for me, LLC is
Mm-hmm.
always the best way to start. Like I said, you can start and change. It's not set in stone that if I start an LLC 20
Yeah.
years from now, it's still gonna be LLC. It might go into a corporate enterprise, or you
Mm-hmm.
might come back to a partnership, but always remember that whatever you do now can always be upgraded or downgraded.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. Good. And that is very important to consider because um, if you are really going to make it in business, one of the most important things you must get right is separating your legal self from the legal entity, separating your finances from the business money. And that helps you a lot. Now, over time, technology has been at the center of business, even I mean, in the last decades and centuries. But every single day, we see how technology, you can call it digital transformation, you can call it whatever, but technology is taking over almost every aspect of business, from marketing to sales to value creation to value chain to distribution, from every single aspect of a business. Now, that does not leave out business registration. So, what can you say over time is the role of technology in streamlining business registration? Or in the work that you do, you have registered a lot of LSCs for different entrepreneurs across the United States. How is technology, or let me also add digital platforms, so websites or web platforms, how are all of these streamlining the business registration process for you, and how can it help clients?
No, it's very easy. Technology with my experience on registering, and like I said, it depends. It varies from state to state, country to country. But
Mhm.
technology is making it so easier for you to be able to. I always, I always want to encourage my new startup business clients, and I always encourage them. Technology is so easy for you not to have excuses why you're not doing it.
Mhm.
Before, we don't want to always blame COVID for everything. But before COVID, we had to, you come to me, we'll sit down, I'll take notes, ask you questions, I'll write
Mhm.
stuff down, and then I'll have to go down to the state, to the state department and then register
Mhm.
your business there. But now it's so easy. You and I can jump on a FaceTime, or we can be on a Zoom call. I can be asking you a question while registering your business at the same time.
Mhm.
So we all technology has made it so simple. Anyone can do it. You can register your own business, but like I said, technology has made it so easier that you can register your business in less than 30 minutes. If you're
Awesome.
doing if you're with the right person. Don't get me wrong. You might
Absolutely.
if it's your first time, but I always, for me, I believe in, if you want to do it the right way, get help.
Mhm.
There's nothing like asking for help.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And again, as the question stated, it's all about streamlining. One good thing that we can agree with technology is the speed of doing things, right? The speed enhances the speed of getting things done, the speed of access to information. Sometimes you're worried about something. For example, the question we just asked on which is the best legal entity, sole proprietorship, partnership, LSC, S Corp, whatever. You just jump on Google and leverage on that digital platform, and you can read about the various entities, and based on your idea you can begin to
Hmm.
factor yourself in. Oh, based on the meaning of these entities and the advantages and disadvantages, based on the idea I have, this is the best, for me. And they're reaching out to you as the expert in the business registration process. They're reaching out with, questions that make sense. They're reaching out with worries that make sense. They're reaching out with a more streamlined information base that they have, which will definitely enable you to serve them better and also help them to get the best thing that they're looking for. Now, over time, you have worked with many people to get their businesses registered. What are the most common challenges you think that entrepreneurs face during their business registration process? Or when they come to you, when you start working with them as an expert, or you start asking some things on them or whatever, in general, what are the common challenges you see them face, or the inadequate information they have that can act as a challenge that you think people need to be aware of?
It's the biggest challenge that I usually have with my client is they're always surprised on how fast the turnaround period, because a lot of them are thinking, oh, I got to pay a lawyer to register a business, or I got to
Mm-hmm.
pay, I got to do this. But yeah, you can pay a lawyer to register a business, but at the same time, it goes back to that budget. Your
Yeah.
budget, we all know that lawyers are not, they're not cheap. So the biggest challenge that some of my clients have is like, oh, I didn't know that this was how quick it is, or I didn't know I could have done this, or I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know I could have started this way. But the biggest challenge is them not knowing. It goes back to you with technology. All this stuff is there at your own, at your own risk. You can Google and ask all this question, but when they come to me, they're always wow, like wow, I didn't know that it was
Yeah.
this simple. This is all that I needed. A lot of them
Mhm.
will come is like they've tried to do it online, but you got to be careful too when you're online doing stuff. You can get people, there's website there that people can try to tell
Exactly.
you that, oh, I'm going to register your business for you, and then you end up paying $500 when if you come to me, I'm going based on my time and the fees for the state.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Um, how often does legal changes happen when it comes to business registration?
Every year, that's every year there's something changed. That's why I'm big in asking for help, because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you get scared to ask for help. Sometimes you get scared and you just want to do it yourself, but no, you don't know it all.
Mhm.
I always have this, mentality. I'll rather you focus on what you're good at, and then
Absolutely.
let someone else handle what they're good at. And you guys, and
Mhm.
it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. So when it comes to registering a business, staying on top of it, I always encourage my clients, hey, your business is full of stuff. There has to be like someone that picks up the phone. There has to be a marketing person. There has to be someone that deals with other. You cannot do it all by yourself, and you
Mhm.
cannot stop. You cannot always remember the laws that are changing because you're so
Absolutely.
focused doing all the other stuff. So
Yeah.
legal stuff change. Like they,
Mhm.
they might change 1 month, you might not be aware of it because you're busy doing something else that include your business. But if you were
Mhm.
to, come to someone that helps you register it, it's their duty and their responsibility to keep you up to date because now they're part of your team too. So you have
Absolutely.
to look at it that way, is to eliminate um, being responsible for stuff that if you came to me, for example, if you
Mhm.
came to me and I register your business, and then there's a law that changes. It's different when when you go to court and they're like, well, you knew about it, but now you
Mhm.
have the upper hand to be like, well, blame this person. You can point the finger,
Mm-hmm.
You can point the finger, but when you're pointing the finger, you're pointing the finger to the person that, hey, they can fully take the blame because they were responsible for
Mm-hmm.
registering your business, and they also have to do that due diligence of making sure that, hey, are you up to date? And for me personally, all my clients, I treat them with utmost respect. My due diligence is always to make sure that, hey, we're all on top of everything, because I don't want to fail. Because if you fail, I fail. So I
Yeah.
always make sure that I'm on top of stuff when it comes to state
Awesome.
laws and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that leads me to my next question. Sometimes, I mean, you have made that statement here a few times already about in other countries, there's nothing like federal laws and state laws. It's just one law, right, that governs the whole country when it comes to business registration, taxes, and all of that. Now, from your experience, what are the key differences between state level and federal level business registration? When do one go to the state or go to federal? How is that dynamic playing out?
They all go hand in hand. It's not, you don't only pay taxes for the state, you pay taxes federal too. But we have a lot of people have this misconception of, hey, I can only pay state taxes, I don't have to worry about federal taxes. In my
Mhm,
opinion, the biggest people that you have to worry about is the federal level. You have to stay on top of the federal level. Tax, state, we all know that state laws can change, state taxes can change, but
mhm,
federal, government, everything, it's set in stone.
mhm.
The same federal law is in every state, but the state laws can different from state to state, but they all go
Okay.
hand in hand. There's no one there's no one that is more important than the other one, but they're all important in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Now, going to different industries. So I'm sure you have registered businesses from different industries. Some people are in healthcare or maybe fashion, entertainment, technology, and all of that. How do business registration requirements vary across these various industries? Is there a particular um, way, or is there a particular thing that somebody should consider when registering a business in a particular industry? But from your experience, what are the differences when it comes to registering a business in various industries?
I have to say, fashion, we all know fashion is easy, you can sew. But the biggest two industry that you want to be careful with is healthcare and anything that has to do with like human health. In
Mm,
that sector, when it has to do with the human, like if you're touching someone's skin, or you're doing something, or you're helping someone, helping take care of something or someone, you have to worry
mhm,
about that. You have, the biggest challenges is health. Registering a healthcare business, registering a skincare business, because now you're not only dealing with state requirements, you got to deal with federal requirements. And
mhm.
but LLC, like it always depends on the business. But my biggest challenges when it comes to registering any business has to be healthcare. Those ones, because you have to get licensed. Some businesses you got to get licensed for them, and that could take a long time and all that stuff. But license, healthcare, it's the biggest
Mhm.
challenge registering a healthcare business
Okay.
or a
Um,
skincare business.
so one of the things, do you help people, or part of your service, do you provide extra service where you do further research to recommend to your clients if they will need license to do a particular business in a particular state, and all of that?
Yes, my business is, I like to treat my business as a one-stop shop. We just don't specialize in one area and stuff. I have a team that will handle, any research that I need to be done about, a business. If someone asks me, oh, I want to register this business, I do
Mhm,
have a team that will research it. I do have people that, specialize in those areas, and people that are in those areas that can give me tips to be able to help this person um, start the business successfully, because we
Mhm.
all learn from each other. We all have to learn from each other. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Have you registered businesses for people who are in different countries and want to run businesses in the United States?
I yes, one of my clients was actually, they reached out to me from India, but I don't, they reached out for me from India. It's not, I wasn't registering the business in India. I was actually registering it here in the United States.
Yes.
But
So,
when I
so
went,
so my follow-up question should have been, what should a foreign entrepreneur in any country consider when they want to register a business in the United States?
you have to be aware of the taxes. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Is you have to understand the taxes, and you have to, I always advise people that reach out to me from outside of the United States, because some people might be looking at, oh, I want to register my business in the United States because I'm gonna not pay less, I'm gonna earn a lot of money, I'm gonna be richer,
Hmm.
quicker than I'm gonna be richer if I register my business in my country. So the biggest thing is you have to understand that, hey, the laws, that you have to understand the laws, and you're going to pay. And the United States, you don't make money overnight.
Okay. Interesting.
Um,
Yeah. So my last question so far, how does business registration impact funding and investment opportunities?
whew, it's key. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm happy that you asked. It impacts, you can't come and ask me, like, let's just say, like, it goes back to me stating that your business registration is your birth certificate for your business, because that
Yeah.
holds a lot of everything. You can't have a business in your head and
Hmm.
then want to go ask for funding when you haven't shown me proof that, hey, this business is registered.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just doesn't work. That's why it goes back to that budgeting planning, because they're gonna ask, what's your business name? If you
Hmm.
show them that, hey, I got my business registered, then now they know that you're applying pressure, because you started A, now you need B. It all trickles down, but you have to start somewhere. So if one step is missing, then everything is gone. And that's one thing too that I wanted to highlight too when it comes to business registration is,
Hmm.
if you have if you have the idea, you register the business. Yeah, most of the time you have to put up your own capital. That's okay.
Hmm.
But then once you have that steps in stone, now you can go and explore funding for your business, because you already have proof. I registered my business, I put my own money. So
Hmm.
you have a track record of moving forward and funding for your business.
Okay. All right. Now, let's imagine somebody is watching this right now in the United States or watching this from Africa, from India, from China, anywhere they're watching this, and they're making up their mind to reach out to you to register their business. What should they do to come prepared?
That's a good question. I don't want to discourage someone from coming to me, because I love to answer questions. I like to, start the journey with you. But if you're coming prepared to me, all I ask for is, are you ready to do it? You have to come to me ready to, like, if you want us to move forward, are
Mhm.
you ready for the next steps? Because it's not an easy journey. Um, Come prepared with a name. That's another thing that,
Mhm.
if I was to answer that question straightforward, I would probably say, come prepared with a business name.
Yeah.
Come prepared with a
Okay.
business name.
All right. All right. So far, this episode is in partnership with Kingship, and of course, um, we are talking with the founder of Kingship Management LLC, Gilbert Samenju. And so tell us now in detail, what do you guys do at Kingship Management LLC and how somebody can contact you?
So here at Kingship, well, Kingship Management was more, it was started for entrepreneurs. It was started to be the father, the father to your company. Basically, we are here to help you to the next level. We're here
Mm-hmm.
to assist you to get to the next level. If you come to me to start a business, I'm not only going to start the business for you, but I'm going to have conversations with you on the next step. Okay, we registered the business. Now, this is what you need to do to get to the next level. If you
Mm-hmm.
decide that, okay, I want to take the next step, we're also here to help you to that next
Mm-hmm.
step. So along the ways, we're there holding your hand to the point that you will get to that point that you don't need us, but we'll always be available for you. But we want to get you to that point that you can run your business successfully, knowing that, hey, I registered my business, I opened my business account, I understand business credit, I'm ready to take my business to that next level. So, Kingship
Mm-hmm.
Management is just a company that help grow your business, help take your business, help bring your business idea to the next level or bring it to life with the support of the team that I have.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
How can someone contact the team? Contact you
So,
guys.
so I am on, all social media platform, Facebook. It's Facebook under it's Kingship underscore management underscore LLC. The same thing with Instagram. It's Kingship underscore management underscore LLC. And you can always reach me on my, regular personal Facebook as well. Just my first and last name. You can find me, send me a message. I can always share my email and you can get in hold of me directly.
All right. Thank you so much, Gilbert, and thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this episode. And I hope that you have some relevant foundational knowledge as far as business registration in the United States is concerned. And many a times, all you need to do is just to take that first step to
Hmm.
gather the right information, and from that information you can start, you know building up to when you can actually start your business. Many a times, many people end up procrastinating the starting of their business months after months and years after years because they just assume certain things and feel as if they are so difficult. But the first step is for you to acquire the basic information, and of course, partner with the right people, work with them, like with Gilbert and Kingship Management LSC, and they will definitely help you get the process right. All right. Until next time, see you again in another chit chat video where we talk about business from startup to expansion to scaling to sales to marketing to whatever you can think of. Anything that can help you make more money in business, we will definitely be talking about it. Keep shining, keep building. Cheers.